father of ALANIS OGUNDIPE. I've called this press briefing today to address the tragic circumstances surrounding the death of my daughter. ALANIS, who allegedly died by suicide after she jumped into a new train on May 29th, 2023, at the train station in Manchester, UK. As this month marks a year since her death, and based on the evidence at hand, I've come to the distressing realization regarding the events leading to her passing. My daughter and her ex-boyfriend, Brad Legend, met in June 2022, and by the first week of August, he had given her a gift. My daughter was ignorant that she thought she would not be able to meet anyone again due to the infection. Also, if they wanted to do anything together, they would know that the money, so as to make her do it. They would first tell her it was a gift, and later he would tell her it was a loan. When ALANIS was expecting to collect £102,000 in May 2023, a new salary of £2,000 a month was expected on the 28th of May, and an additional £100,000 on the 30th of May 2023. ALANIS passport was requested on the 26th of May for her to collect the £100,000 I wanted to send to her, which was meant for a particular investment in the UK. Both herself and her brother had also been notified on the 19th of May 2023 that they will be visiting Nigeria shortly. Ryan, who knew about this, broke into her phone without her consent and stole her bank statements and sensitive information while she was asleep around 10 a.m. on the 20th of May in Manchester, with the intention of blackmailing ALANIS and using the stolen information for other purposes. Then he woke her up, shouted at her violently, and kicked her out without her property and the passport required to collect the money. This, Ryan admitted to me in writing on the 7th of June 2023, when I reached out to him after ALANIS' death. Ryan lied to the police his witness statements on the 15th of August 2023, after admitting to me and showing me evidence in writing on the 7th of June that he stole ALANIS' password, and I blackmailed her until she died on the 29th of May 2023. ALANIS was terribly frightened on the 28th of May and promptly reported the psychological attack to her mother, Josephine Dillon, who is also known as Josephine OGUNDIPE. On the 29th of May, Ryan continued the psychological assault of ALANIS, presence of Josephine, using the information they had stolen from her phone until ALANIS agreed to his demands. Around 9 p.m., according to the officers who attended the scene, Ryan repeatedly rang ALANIS' phone. Again, according to officers who attended ALANIS' flat, Ryan repeatedly rang Josephine's mobile number. That was after ALANIS had told him that she was going to do it. And he failed to stop her. He failed to stop her after acknowledging the pain, she cried out that she was feeling in her body. I remember she wrote and said her body was hurting and it was the worst pain she had ever experienced in her life. I later advised Josephine on the 29th of June that if I ever found out that she or any family member were obstructing the police investigation, I would find it suspicious. In the course of getting justice for my late daughter, a coroner's inquest into the cause of her death came up this month on May the 8th and May the 9th. And this was the point it became clear to me that it had been a conspiracy all this while. At the inquest, the lawyer representing the family, while acting on the instruction of my wife, Josephine, told the court not to allow me to present my evidence, which I was later allowed after insistence. The lawyer was also not in support of a question I planned to ask to prove that Brian Leggett, who was also in attendance, did not get the consent of my late daughter for breaking into her phone. Part of the questions included why he refused to tell the police the truth about his access to ALANIS' phone. I was vindicated by the outcome of the inquest. I have made allegations of murder and manslaughter against Ryan because he inflicted emotional and psychological injury upon ALANIS from the 1st of August 2022, when I allegedly infected her with a virus, until the 28th of May 2023, when he broke into her phone and stole her bank statements and other sensitive information with the intention of blackmailing her, up until the 29th of May, when he continued to blackmail her and until she yielded to his demands. And now this individual died. As this suggests a coordinated effort to manipulate and harm ALANIS, ultimately leading to an tragic death, I call on the UK authorities to carry out a thorough investigation into these matters to ensure justice is served for my daughter. If the police do not wish to do that, the private team will have to take up the case, since there is no time limit for prosecution of crimes such as murder and manslaughter. I had actually advised my daughter on several occasions, and she actually agreed with me that the reason why she was able to complete her university degree was because she tried to be very careful not to have a very serious relationship. So I've always advised that you almost getting to the point of obtaining your ACA and KPMG. Just keep going and just try and prepare. You know that people are going to show up very soon, tell you they love you. Don't fall for it, please. And I give examples of how people even fall in love and it ends up in hatred. And I told her to be very careful. Very careful. Before I knew it, she just showed me a picture of this guy, very mostly built. And said that she likes him and she likes her. And when I asked her who he was, she couldn't explain it to me. She just said he works in that company. I said, what are the names of these companies he works for? I went to check all these companies. His name was not there. It was very difficult for me at that point because there's nothing I could do. She's an adult, 26. I cannot force her. I was trying to tell her to be very careful and don't let anybody get you pregnant. But my suspicion from day one, I knew he was not. I just knew he was not he appeared like somebody who was not controlled. Yeah.
Sorry, lastly, the mom, Josephine, is she a British?
Yeah, Josie is British, she's English, she's white.
She's white. You got separated from her?
We're still married, it's very complicated, but we've been separated since 2004. We're still married.
Why do you think that she be in support of those who murdered or who are
It's
it's very strange to me as well. It was very funny that, I didn't hear about all these things till after Alanis died, or the things brother had been doing to Alanis, various abuse like the infection. I was very surprised that Josie did not break it up or encourage her daughter to break it up or report to the police. I was very surprised. So to hear things that happened, even to things like Alanis even started gambling because of Ryan to try to make money for him. Because they had promised they don't go on holiday and all that. Then when this thing happened on the 20th of May, Josie did not report. Alanis contacted her mom in the morning and said she had been attacked. The message actually exists. And Josie did not call the police immediately. I know Josie from the past where she calls police for things like that. Josie works with people, domestic abuse victims. She works with the police. So it was very funny that before Alanis died, Josie did not contact the police. She even sent me a message around 12 p.m. on that day. And she didn't tell me anything. I'm looking back, I'm wondering why she sent that message. Was it to see if I knew something had gone wrong? Or it was very strange. Just saying that she's heading to Manchester if I could help her with some money. That was all she said. And she even appeared happy in the message.
Is your wife or your
wife? I couldn't tell anything.
okay.
So she now got to Manchester. These are things I found out later on. I got the message of that day, but I didn't know anything was going on and not to anything at all. So after the events, there was no record of Josie telling the police anything. She didn't encourage Alanis to go to the police. Instead, she's encouraging Alanis to take antidepressants, which, if you overdose these tablets, it can lead to increased thoughts of suicide. But I feel if there's been a criminal act where your phone has been broken into, you've told your mom, it's really the police that will douse that tension, especially where you're being blackmailed, not a tablet. So even after she died and the police appeared, she still didn't mention the crime to the police until I reported it from Nigeria before.
Can I ask about the living situation? Because you said something. Can I ask about the living situation?
Okay.
Because you said something about her going down to Manchester. So did your daughter and your wife live together, or did they live separately?
Josie, Alanis was staying. Alanis moved away from Teesside, where the mom stays, when she obtained admission to Manchester University to study accounting and finance. So I know that she has a flat in Manchester where she stays. From that, after university, she got a job with KPMG. She has never come back home after she left. So Josie traveled all the way from Teesside to Manchester on that morning. No. Alanis informed the mother of the problem. Josie did not leave Teesside till 9 hours later. And from the chat, you can see her telling Alanis she wants to eat, she wants to charge her phone, she wants to go shopping. It took 9 hours before she now said, I'm on my way. Which, looking back, I thought was very strange. Somebody has run you a distressed call that there's been an offense. They broke into my phone. I feel you should call the police immediately. Not just leave it like that till you arrive and not give her a tablet. It doesn't make sense to me.
Tell us about Alanis. Who the letter is? Let's tell us about her.
Alanis is an amazing daughter. She was born February 12, 1997. From the day I saw that girl and she cried, I felt it in my heart. Now, when she was born with one of her lungs had like an issue. So I felt I had to be more attentive to her. So I became very close. Alanis falls ill every winter. There's no doubt she always falls ill because of her lungs. Even during COVID, she had COVID. That was why I actually had to get her a car. She said she needs lesser contact with the public to to show how I was in total contact with her. A very brilliant human being, very brilliant girl, very caring, behaves like a mother, behaves like a sister to me. She's very intelligent. And it's been very difficult since she died. I've actually stopped my work. It's so difficult to have continued. That's why I started trying to dig to find out what really happened. And everything I was told after she died was turned out to be contrary to the truth. Because the picture they painted was that Alanis had financial problems and she had mental health issues, which I'd never ever had of before. And I told the mom, why didn't you tell me about mental health? She said, because if I told you about all the abuse, because you would take her away from me. It didn't make sense. But Alanis was expecting money on the week she died. So it was very strange that they are saying it's because of money. She still had her car, she didn't sell the car, she didn't sell her jewelry, she still received her salary on the 28th of May. The day Rand broke into her phone, was there, her salary was going to enter her account. So how can it be money? I was aware of all her debts. It's not an issue. So I've been taken care of. So it was not money. Even after she died, her mother still received £1,000 from ALANIS by standing order. So it's not financial issues.
Sir, I just want to, because this actually got me confused. That her mom would just show this kind of nonchalant attitude. Do you suspect any kind of relationship between her and Brian? Do you suspect anything?
I don't want to go into this, but it's so sad. It's so sad. My experience with Josie, and that's why I came to Nigeria. She's had relationships with my enemies, people I told my friends. I actually admitted to. Things that can drive you crazy. So she's done the same thing with a neighbor. I have friends who she has contacted and tried to lure, who currently have still confirmed this even today, that I find very dangerous. So I don't want to think about it, but it's very strange that on that day, Josie left Alanis for some hours, and in her statement she told the police and the courts that she was with Alanis all through. I don't know where she went to, but what I know is that when she came back, Alanis locked her flat before she left to do what she did.